Hello, welcome to the Orekelewa podcast. E káàbọ̀, bienvenue. I am thrilled that you are joining me on this journey. For the longest time, I've wanted to do a podcast, but you know how procrastination works. I never got around to doing it. But with the COVID-19 and everybody being on lockdown and stuck in our homes, I finally started to do things that I always wanted to do. I've learned some new skills along the way as well. And one of the things that I've now started to do is podcasting. For the longest time, my friends have always told me, you really need to do podcasting. I myself have always wanted to do it, as I mentioned before. So sit back, hold tight, and enjoy the journey ahead. Now, my podcast is going to revolve around anything and everything, really. Things that are of interest to me, things that are going on in the world currently, historical things, and projections for the future as well. From time to time, of course, I will have guests on the show to discuss and exchange views, people from different fields. Occasionally, I will also point you towards information based on the things that I discuss here. For example, I like yoga, so I will point you to social media pages and websites where you can find yoga information. Before I begin the discussion of today, let me remind you what my social media handles are. So on YouTube, it's Orekelewa Podcast, which is where you are probably listening to this right now. On Instagram, it's at Orekelewa Podcast. On Twitter, it's at Orekelewa Pod, because Twitter will not allow me to put the full name. It's too long for Twitter. Too long. In the future, I'm looking to create a Facebook page, but for now, I'm using just Instagram and Twitter. In addition, I'm also looking to open up a Spotify and iTunes channel to put these podcasts. But for now, we're going to stick with YouTube. I will always be posting on YouTube, that's for sure. But in future, I'll also give you the flexibility to use your Spotify account and your iTunes account to listen in on the podcasts. So let us dig right in. What is the topic of today? You guessed right, COVID-19. The pandemic upon us is unprecedented. Globally, everything has paused, at least in our generation anyway. I'm not aware that we've seen anything like this in this generation. So what is COVID-19? According to the WHO, the World Health Organization, it's a disease, a respiratory disease, which is caused by a new strain of coronavirus. So bear in mind that coronavirus has existed for a number of years, but this is a new strain. So the CO stands for corona, VI stands for virus, and the D for disease. Now, this disease was formerly referred to as the 2019 novel coronavirus, or 2019 nCoV. So the COVID-19. It's a new virus that is linked to the same family of viruses as severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, and some other types of common cold. So what are the symptoms of COVID-19? So you can get anything from a range of cough, shortness of breath, to fever. And in more severe cases, it can cause pneumonia or breathing difficulties. More rarely, the disease can be fatal. So the symptoms are similar to flu, influenza, or the common cold. This is why testing is required to confirm if someone has COVID-19. Now, how does the disease spread? It's transmitted through direct contact with respiratory droplets of an infected person, so somebody coughing, sneezing. It can also be transmitted through touching surfaces that are contaminated with the virus, and then touching your face, so your eyes, your nose, your mouth. The COVID-19 virus may survive on surfaces for several hours, sometimes even days. But simple disinfectants can kill it. So stock up on your disinfectants, hand sanitizers, soaps, things that are alcohol-based help. Also, get your face masks as well. You can buy some face masks from a company called Okan Africa. Their Instagram and social media handle is Okan, as in OKAN Africa. O for orange, K for keep, A for apple, N for Nigeria, Africa. your hand sanitizers, and other items you can pick up from your local pharmacy. Now, are there some people that are more at risk? Yes, we're learning that the COVID-19 affects various people every day. However, older people are more at risk, and people with chronic medical conditions such as diabetes, heart diseases, other such chronic medical conditions. We're currently still learning how this affects children as it's a new virus. We do know that it's possible for anyone of any age to be infected with the virus, but there are relatively fewer cases surrounding children. The virus is fatal in rare cases. However, it's mainly older people with pre-existing medical conditions who suffer from the fatality of the virus. That being said, still practice social distancing, still practice the sanitary measures that your government and health organizations are proposing. The treatment for the COVID-19. There is currently no available vaccine for COVID-19. However, there have been talks in the media about Madagascar having created something that can be used to treat COVID-19. A simple search on Google and you can follow up on such information. However, official sources like the WHO, the World Health Organization, posit that there are no available COVID-19 vaccines. Many of the symptoms, however, can be treated, and getting early care from a health provider can actually make the disease more manageable and less dangerous. How can the spread of COVID-19 be slowed down or prevented? As with many other common colds and flu-like infections, respiratory infections, the public health care measures are critical to slowing the spread of the disease. There are everyday preventative actions, which include staying at home when sick, covering your mouth and your nose with a flexed elbow. So you bend your elbow and you sneeze into your elbow as opposed to your actual palms. Or tissue when coughing or sneezing, and dispose of such tissue immediately. Wash your hands often with soap and water, and frequently clean your surfaces and your objects, because as mentioned before, the virus can survive for hours to even days on surfaces. What is the origin of COVID-19? Where did coronaviruses come from? So coronaviruses are viruses that circulate among animals, with some of them also known to infect humans. Bats are considered natural hosts of these viruses, yet several other species of animals are also known to act as sources. For instance, MERS-CoV, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome coronavirus, is transmitted to humans from camels. Nonetheless, the current COVID-19 is said to have originated in Wuhan, China. Is this virus comparable to SARS or to the seasonal flu? So, the novel coronavirus detected in China in 2019 is closely related genetically to the SARS-CoV-1 virus. SARS emerged at the end of 2002 in China, and it caused more than 8,000 cases in 33 countries over a period of 8 months. Around 1 in 10 of the people who developed SARS died. As of 24th of April 2020, the COVID-19 outbreak had caused over 2 million cases worldwide, since the first case was reported in China in January 2020. Of these, more than 190,000 are known to have died. Some of the countries that have been hit by this COVID-19 severely include China. In Europe, you have Italy, Spain, the United Kingdom, and in America as well, there have been a lot of deaths recorded from COVID-19. Now, on the continent of Africa, let's look at Nigeria. There have been over 62,000 samples tested, over 10,000 confirmed cases, approximately 6,000 active cases, approximately 3,000 discharged cases, and deaths of about 287 deaths recorded. If you are in Nigeria, do not hesitate to contact the NCDC. You can contact them via WhatsApp on +234 708 711 0839. Call the toll-free number on 0800 9700 0010 Find them on social media at ncdc.gov on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On YouTube, simply type in NCDC. To email them, email info@ncdc.gov.ng. Now, people, do not hesitate to consistently check official websites for your sources of information, because as well as a pandemic, we also have an infodemic right now. There's a lot of different type of information going around social media now. I mean, I for one definitely fell for some of these things, the conspiracy theories at the beginning. I was saying to my friends, ho ho ho, Illuminati is out for all of us. Oh my God, have you heard? They said this is Elon Musk's fault. Oh ho ho, Bill Gates has something to do with this. They want to vaccinate all of us. Oh, they want to move everybody to space. Oh my God, the end time is here. Oh my gosh. So please, guys, stay calm. Stay calm. Get your information from official sources, okay? If you are in Nigeria, check out the NCDC for information. Across Africa, check out the official websites that your government has put forth for you. Globally, keep tabs on the WHO website, which is who.int. Now, let's talk briefly about the current situation. So, actually, let's talk about pre-COVID-19 current situation, and then post-COVID-19, what are we hoping to see? So pre-COVID-19, businesses, travel, technology, education, things went on as normal, quote unquote, what we knew to be normal, right? There was a lot of physical interaction between people. However, during the COVID-19, as you all know, schools have shut down, businesses have shut down as well. And post-COVID-19, we're projecting situations where students will be in school physically some of the time, and other times they will be taught from home. Businesses as well will give employees the opportunity to work from home. I believe it was announced a couple of weeks ago that Twitter has said that their staff can work from home for the rest of 2020, until 2021, as far as I know. So we're seeing a shift in the future of work, in the future of education, and various other aspects of society. So while there were significant shocks and negative effects, we've also seen some positive changes in the use of technology. For example, with Zoom, there have been so many webinars, so many training sessions. I have definitely benefited from a lot of training sessions online. In the second half of this podcast, we're going to discuss, well, it won't really be a discussion because it will just be me talking, but you're very welcome to give your opinions in my social media post afterwards. So anyway, now that June is upon us, borders are opening, flights are beginning again, so the traveling will begin, the interactions will begin, but always remember to stay safe, guys. Still continue to practice the sanitary measures that have been given to us by our governments and the international organizations as well. For my francophone listeners, depuis mi-avril, le gouvernement a créé sur son site officiel une plateforme pour lutter contre la désinformation liée à la pandémie. On y trouve une sélection d'articles de presse, pour la plupart réalisés par des journalistes de fact-checking ou vérification de faits. Pour cela, tu peux aller sur who.int pour les informations officielles. So, remember that the virus has an incubation period of, I believe, about 14 days. Now, within that period, before you start to see symptoms, you're not prevented from actually infecting other people. So before you start to see your symptoms, you can actually infect other people. In general, on average, one person with the virus tends to affect or infect 2 or 3 other people. So there's really a domino effect with these things, right? How can you avoid infecting others? As was mentioned before, cough or sneeze into your elbow or use a tissue. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Stay 1 meter or more away from people to reduce the risk of spreading the virus through respiratory droplets. How can you avoid getting infected? Remember, the virus enters your body via your eyes, nose, and or mouth. So it's important to avoid touching your face with unwashed hands. In addition to soap and water, do not hesitate to also use alcohol-based solutions and gels. Finally, please practice physical distancing/social distancing in these trying times, guys. If there's anything you want to add, you want to get off your chest, you want to share about your experience during COVID-19, your thoughts on COVID-19, please hit up the comment section on the Instagram post I'm going to put up. Reply the episode 1 tweet I'm going to do on Twitter as well. And also leave some comments under the comment section of this YouTube podcast, okay? Now I'm going to go on a break. I will leave you with some sweet music, and then after the break we'll discuss more.
Back when I was younger, I never knew that I'ma be the man that I am. Back when I was younger, I used to ride side by side with the boogeyman. Sometimes I ask, why is my life up the mountaintop? Questions on questions on questions. For the God, man, I've been up the mountaintop. Questions on questions on questions. Why the violence? I replay the violence to soothe her soul in the middle of the night when the river coming that side.
Hello. Welcome back. So now, on to how did I cope during COVID-19? At the very beginning, it was a bit difficult for me being cooped up. So I struggled a little bit to try to find a routine. However, within the first couple of days to first week or two, I was able to find a routine, and then I was like, boom, here we go. And then I started to sign up to all these courses online. One I would recommend is Shaw Academy, SHAW Academy. They have a free month trial session, which you can do. So yeah, I signed up for a bunch of courses with them. In addition to that, people who know me know that I like yoga. So I also found this lady, she's in somewhere called Rishikesh in India. But this is another positive thing of the COVID-19 is that people are actually doing their businesses online now. So things that we otherwise would not have known about before the COVID-19, we now know. So anyway, from Rishikesh in India, she's able to train a bunch of people across the world. And it's a free session. You're welcome to contribute or donate how much you want to contribute to her yoga sessions. And it's for ladies, actually. However, I believe her husband has a similar thing that he does where he teaches on, I think, philosophy and karma and perhaps yoga as well. I don't know about the yoga part. But anyway, to find this lady on social media, on Instagram, just type in Sai Parveen Sharma. So her name is Parveen Sharma. To spell that is SAIPARVEENSHARMA. Sai Parveen Sharma, at Sai Parveen Sharma. You'll get to learn a couple of new yoga poses, and some of the classes she does are relevant to specific things. So for example, she did one about a yoga session for PMS. If you're a lady, you understand what I mean by PMS, which is premenstrual syndrome, right? Anyway, I found it quite useful for myself because the time that she taught it was around the period of my menstruation for the month. So that was quite useful for me. Anyway, in addition to that, I also started to run. Now, guys, oh Lord of mercy. In 2017, two of my friends got me on the whole running thing, and I managed to do a bit of running then. And then I was just like, I don't know if this is for me. I mean, it feels good. I can see the benefits, but gosh, I'm just more of a cook and eat person rather than Anyway, I found myself starting to run again. So I use the Nike Run app, and I've also been a champion promoting it to my friends. Like, download the Nike Run app, download it. And the good thing with Nike Run app, it actually comes with coaches as well. So like you're running with your headphones, and the person is telling you, keep your pace, go slowly. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm just like, yes, that's me. This is my first one in 2 years, but I'm a superstar. So yeah, definitely download this app, guys, and you'll find it quite useful. So that's yoga, that's Nike. Those are the things I'm doing in terms of fitness. In terms of cooking, I love to eat. Naturally, I have to cook. Whether I love to cook is debatable, but because I love to eat, I have to cook as well. So that's something I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of cooking here and there, different kinds of stuff like traditional African foods. So also oibo, medemede here and there. But yeah, it's been quite amazing. And I'm also like now working on my photography as well. That's one course I'm taking online. So while I take the food pictures, I tend to post them online or share them with friends. Also, being African, you know that I like to party. I like to party. So what do I do for the party? There's this guy on Instagram called DJ Maze. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it well, if it's DJ Maze or Mize. Anyway, it's DJ MAYZZ at DJ MAYZZ. So on weekends, Saturday and Sunday night, I believe at about 10 p.m. European time, he does this session where he streams live playing music. He also puts a Zoom link. So sometimes the sessions are on Zoom, sometimes they're on Instagram Live. Either way, he usually announces and says where the session is going to be. So you just go in there, listen to some good music, just laugh your life away, dance your life, and just like have fun. And a bunch of other people are also joining in from across the world as well. So it's really cool. So that's something you should do. So yes, clubs are closed down right now, but you can also turn your house into a club in place. Actually, I ordered these things. I think they're called RGB lights. I ordered them from Amazon. So, and it comes with a remote control. So I'll just be living my best life. Just be switching the colors, red, blue, green on my wands in my room, listening to music. Oh, so yeah, totally do that. Like, I'm someone who makes a lot of fun for myself in life. So yeah, I totally recommend that you do that as well. If you are a religious person, you can follow the at EWTN Media on Instagram. Now, when you click on the Linktree link on their bio, you can also then scroll down to EWTN Global Catholic Network, and here you can follow the Mass. So this way, I know that as a Catholic, okay, it might hurt a bit. You cannot do your Eucharist, you cannot do your confession, but I mean, let's take what we get, right? So you can follow Mass virtually online. Now, there's also this prayer session every Wednesday on Instagram at 9 p.m. UK time. It's at RTWNI, at RTWNI. It's by Tolu Odukoya Ijogun. So it's for ladies, and you just come together, and the prayer sessions are usually led by Tolu, and you get to just pray together about very salient topics that are of relevance to us as women in the world right now. So I definitely encourage you to join in and do these prayer sessions on Wednesday nights. Another interesting thing I found as well was a prayer log. It's a very interesting concept. I've actually been following and listening to information about this on Instagram, but I've been procrastinating to actually buy it. I intend to invest in this prayer log in the coming weeks. It's an Instagram page called at Chayil CHAYIL Boss BOSS CHYIL BOSS. It's by Priye Ombu. Okay, guys. So it's been a nice run. I invite you to follow on Twitter and Instagram at Orekelewa Pod on Twitter and at Orekelewa Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Definitely subscribe, guys. Leave your comments on the Instagram post of episode 1. See you soon. Au revoir. Au d'abord. Bye.